Hello everyone, I'm D-Mind, the mind of one and all, and welcome back to another episode of an Octave Higher. So just when we thought we ended the episode, it continued on. Like, that it still continues. Like, I think this is the true, like, we're going on. Yeah, so true ending maybe? They were teasing it when I got the other endings, like the end, question mark, and they showed Alice and Franz, like, older, so yeah. Alright, so in the last episode, we got so much exposition because I just had to say yes. Oh god. Oh well. And now we are back at the factory where they give us some small exposition, and Alice is visiting the factory, so yeah, she's looking for Jude now. Jude, however, Jude isn't here. I leave the factory and by force of habit walk in the direction of the Pro Streets, which I used to take whenever I went home from this factory 5 years ago. Unlike 5 years ago, however, my presence isn't met with warm smiles and kind greetings. The pros now have this scornful look on their faces. They look at me like I'm a stranger, and to lots of them, I guess I am. Well yeah, you are wearing that dress, are you? I'm no longer one of them. I recognize some of these people and I know they recognize me too. There's a moment when a surprised look crosses their faces when they see me, but we don't say anything. They ignore me and I choose not to interact with them. I feel indescribably sad about this. I feel like I've lost a part of myself. Something that makes me is no longer there. Who am I? Alice was a factory worker who lived among the pros. But now I'm in a factory and I don't feel like I belong. Why? Why is left? Wait, I accidentally clicked next. Gah. Why? Why is left of me? Am I still me? I quicken my pace trying to escape the dread of being in a place that does not want me here. Escape? 5 years ago, these people were the closest thing I had to a family. Now we're just strangers. But what's with their gazes? There was hostility there, and envy. There's hate in their eyes. Has it always been like this? Have those eyes always been the ones with which those proletariat looked at the bourgeoisie? I don't think so. Something is wrong. Not far from the main city street, the two proletariat men in messy clothes are standing on the side of the dusty street, leaning against the wall of a rundown shack. As I walk down the street, I overhear the men talking to each other. Hey, did you hear him? Who? Him. Ah, Amadeus? Yes. Oh wait, this is man 2. Ah, Amadeus? Yes. Wait. Who was man 1 and man 2? Yeah, this man 2. Ah, Amadeus? Yes. I didn't think I'd be able to see the leader himself, but he was there. He sounds like Franz. With his leadership, I'm sure we'll win. The kingdom will be ours, and the bourgeois will cease to exist. Amadeus and Libertad are what we needed this whole time. Libertad? Wasn't that group dissolved 5 years ago? I tell you what, if Amadeus needs me, I'm ready to lay down my life for him, and Libertad. We're all ready. Amadeus and the Libertans have been fighting for us for so long. It's our duty to do whatever we can to support them. I can't make out anymore, so Libertad is back, and apparently with a new leader. They call him Amadeus. It's Franz, isn't it? I've never heard of him before, but it sounds like bad news for the bourgeois. When I'm back on the city street, the sun is really glaring low in the west. Just right the time to go to the cafe. Today is salon day, so I can't come late. Thoughts. I arrive at my stop just as the sun is swallowed up by the horizon. As soon as I get off the omnibus, I walk down the street toward the aristocrat housing complex, where the cafe is located. My steps are quick but not hurried. I should be able to reach the cafe in 10 minutes. It's strange though, the street is empty. Usually there are lots of people at this hour coming home from work. I'm about to turn left onto the street that leads to the aristocrat complex, but then I stop. Across the street, a middle-aged man is hunched near a wall. There are patches of blood soaking through his suit. Oh. I run to the man and squat down beside him. Are you okay? What happened? Ugh. The man grunts in agony. I reach out my hand to him. Transform compassion. For a second, his body glows white, then the light disappears along with his wounds. Thank you, miss. What happened to you? The Poles. They suddenly attacked and robbed me. The Poles robbed you? Yes, but they didn't look like your average Poles. They were like a group of criminals. There were 5 or 6 of them, and one seemed to be their leader. Where did they go? The man points a shaking finger at the street opposite the aristocrat complex. That way. I quickly get up and begin to walk. Miss, it's dangerous. Don't go by yourself. I leave the man and head to where he pointed. I fully realize the danger, but I just can't leave this alone because there may be more people who need healing. Besides, I'm curious about the Poles who did this. They sound like Libertad. As I run, I hear the sound of magic. Fire, water, wind, and earth magic is being cast not far from me. There are men screaming and shouting. What are the police doing in all this? I soon see a group of men fighting the police. Oh, so they are fighting the police. As the man has told me, there are 5 or 6 Poles. A similar number of policemen are set against them. Oh, it's Franz. I recognize Franz. That red hair. But he has hands? Hold on. Yeah. He has hands. Or maybe they're fake hands. It's not real. But then how does he cast magic without hands? I know. It looks like the policemen are having a hard time defending against the Poles, who are barraging them with a series of magic spells. Those Poles are definitely Libertad. Why does Libertad still exist? Since when does Libertad engage in a fight with the police in the middle of the city? When did they become so strong? And then I notice a man standing a safe distance away, watching the battle. This man is also Libertad, but he's somehow different. The cloak he wears has a hood that covers most of his face. Even as the other Libertans are fighting strenuously, the man looks calm. His face is expressionless, without any signs of panic or worry. Yet even though his body doesn't move, I can see that his eyes are full of determination. This man is deeply engaged in the battle, watching its every move intently. But again, that's not quite it. He's not watching intently, exactly. He's like a supreme being who is watching life unfold according to his grand design. He's anticipating what he's watching as the battle unfolds. Meanwhile, the Libertans and the policemen continue to exchange magic attacks. A few seconds later, the man raises his right hand slowly until it's as high as his shoulder. His arms straight, the Libertad members stop attacking, take a defensive position, and watch the hooded man's right hand. Is he going to cast a spell? No. Instead of casting a spell, he makes a quick gesture with his hand. The Libertans all nod at each other and swiftly move around the police. They're switching formation! Before the cops respond in turn, the Libertans resume their attack. They cast one magic spell after another. Summon Courage. When one of them has finished shooting a fireball, he quickly leaps to his side and moves away without waiting for the fireball to hit or miss its target. Another man immediately takes his place and unleashes the next attack. Summon Courage plus Willpower. A policeman summons a flash of lightning at the man who shot the fireball, but instead of dodging it, the man stays in formation, summoning a barrier around his body and letting the lightning strike him. Now, a Libertad woman who stays a little further behind casts Heal on the man who is struck by lightning. Soon after, she fills her mana with Compassion magic again, even though none of her friends need healing yet. All the while, the Libertans never pause their barrage of attacks and they never break formation. Instead of having each man fight an opponent one-on-one, the Libertans move together as a team, taking down each policeman one by one. Individually, a Libertan isn't stronger than a police officer, but as a unit, they easily overpower the police squad. What about Janice Wolf in all this? Just a few minutes later, there are no police left standing. The Libertans search the police for mana potions, then quickly leave. Before leaving himself though, the hooded man looks back. An eye of his meets mine. Ah. Is he gonna recognize at least? I just stand firmly without moving an inch, bound whether by wonder or terror, I'm not sure. Should I attack him? Don't give me the choice. No, that's a bad idea. These people easily defeated a team of police officers. I wouldn't stand a chance. Should I run away? Maybe I should. But the man doesn't do anything. He keeps staring at me silently, his face devoid of emotion. Finally, he turns away and leaves. I wait until all the Libertans have left before reviving the corpse. Oh, so they're not dead. Alright. They're just knocked out. The cafe was already full of people when I arrived. Elise! The steps with which Mrs. Howard walks to me are long and hurried. I apologize for being late, Mrs. Howard. Never mind that. Were you attacked? No, I'm fine. Thank the gods. Some people were attacked by Libertad. I was afraid you might have been caught up in it too. I was, sort of. Don't worry. Nothing of the sort happened to me. I'm relieved to hear that. I see a lot of people have gathered for the salon. Yes, they have. And with the incident outside, the discussion is going to be very lively. Would you start playing the piano? We'll start in a few moments. I'll be happy to, Mrs. Howard. Dots. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to my salon. As I am your salonier, Anisha Howard. I was going to have us discuss about Magical Mechanical's upcoming press conference and Conservatoire d'Ouverture. As we've heard, Lord Godwin himself will be delivering the keynote address. We still have not been able to confirm what the press conference is about. There have been rumors of a new omnibus model, a commercial version of the calculator, etc., so I was hoping to discuss this. However, not an hour ago, there was an incident near this cafe in which some people were attacked by a proletariat gang. Of course, it would be quite impossible to avoid this hot topic. Soft laughter breaks among the audience. Is that really a line to laugh at? I believe it will make an interesting topic for this evening's discussion, especially because it isn't a secret anymore that this gang is in fact Libertad. Wasn't Libertad obliterated by the police 5 years ago? Yes, it was all over the news. The police raided the Libertad hideout at a Boutel in the Post District. Oh, I knew that Boutel. Oh, how did you know it? Well... Ahem. Yeah, that's why I said don't admit it. That's why I said, is any other police officer gonna admit, oh yes, I know this place? And they'll be like, oh, you know this place, huh? Yeah. The police operation was led by Commander Wolf, right? Wasn't it? Commander Wolf of the Dragoon? Yeah, yes. That Commander Wolf, it wasn't a Dragoon operation though. I heard the leader of Libertad was captured in the operation. And later executed. What was his name? Theodore Hendricks. Yes, Theodore Hendricks. The king ordered his execution a month later. Was his crime that bad? Wasn't being locked in prison enough? That man was dangerous. He tried to bring down the monarchy and take over the country. Calm down, my lord. The man is quite dead. Excuse me. Well, he's dead, surely, but evidently there's someone else who is trying to be a second Theodore Hendricks. Amadeus? Is that what he's called? Who exactly is that man? Nobody knows. I heard he suddenly appeared about 2 or 3 years ago and revived Libertad. So Libertad was gone. Yes, and after Hendricks was captured, Libertad was no more, but then this Amadeus came and suddenly Libertad was back. And they're even worse than before. A team of police was defeated by Libertad just now. I can't believe it. Amadeus must be a very powerful magician. Not only could he bring Libertad back from the dead, he made them into a stronger organization than ever were before. Indeed, it's scary to think that a man capable of using that kind of magic is our enemy. How did Libertad become this dangerous? 5 years ago I had never even heard of Libertad until they'd already been captured and sentenced. There was news of citizens getting robbed by thugs near the outskirts of town. I see, so those were the Libertans. I thought they were only ordinary pros. Nowadays, Libertad would attack anyone anywhere, even in the middle of the city in broad daylight. There's so many voices, I can't remember who. And it's not just Libertad. Recently, ordinary pros have been getting more aggressive as well. Is that so? I thought they were all Libertad. This is getting out of hand. I wish the police would do something. What would that something be? I know, polishing better would be a good start. Well, I think it is more important to think about what we can do to stay safe. Very good point. What can we do? The discussion continues for almost 2 hours. Occasionally it turns into heated debate, but Mrs. Howard always steers the discussion back on topic and keeps the atmosphere polite. Dots. Dots. And more dots. After the last guest has left, Mrs. Howard speaks to me. Thank you for playing the piano, Elise. It was my pleasure as always, ma'am. It's getting late. You can leave the rest to me and go home. Thank you, Mrs. Howard. Should I get a police officer to escort you? It may still be dangerous out there. There's no need for that. I'll be alright. Very well. Please be careful. I will. See you tomorrow, Mrs. Howard. See you tomorrow, Elise. There are more cops on patrol tonight than yesterday. The atmosphere of the whole city has changed so much so quickly. I get to my only bus stop as fast as I can. Libertad. The Libertad I saw earlier this evening were totally different from the group I knew 5 years ago. They didn't cast extraordinary magic. They didn't cast extraordinary or extremely powerful magic spell against the police, but they won all the same. One was a dedicated healer, the others constantly moved around and targeted the cops one by one, giving them no time to recover. They worked as a team and the police couldn't handle it. That hooded man didn't cast a single magic spell. He just watched from the sidelines, coordinating the actions of the other Libertans like a conductor in an orchestra. Was this man the leader of Libertad? Was that Amadeus? An omnibus comes not long after I reach the bus stop. And dots. I get off the omnibus and head home in the dark and quiet night. As I make my way home, I notice a man's figure from afar, his feature concealed by darkness, standing alone in the middle of the otherwise empty street. I stop to look at him. His gaze is fixed on me. He doesn't move, he doesn't look away. He doesn't look aggressive exactly, but I still find his presence intimidating. He's beckoning me to him. Somehow, he's not moving at all, but I know he wants me to come to him. Is he a Libertan? Is he going to attack me? Is that Frederick? I mean, we haven't seen Frederick in a long while. I carefully make my first step towards the man. He remains motionless. I make another step. Or is it Franz? The man stands still. He doesn't even move a finger. I can't see his eyes, but I know that he's still staring at me. I walk forward again. Finally, I am close enough to see him clearly. Most of his face, however, is hidden by the hood he wears. Franz. He regards me with his left eye, for his hood is covering the other. But even with just an eye, his gazing is unnerving. His eye is like an animal's eye. It's not wild or angry or anything like that, but it's inhuman, like it would put you under a spell if you gaze into it. And I am gazing into it. We're both silent. Dots. Dots. Are you Amadeus? You are, aren't you? Can't you recognize that, Franz? So where are your underlings? Oh, you probably won't need them to attack a girl, right? What do you want? Not much of a talker, huh? Is Libertad's leader shy? Are you not going to do or say anything? The man really isn't doing anything. I thought he would secretly gather his magic power and unleash a surprise attack, but as far as I can tell, he isn't doing anything. Could he really be good at hiding his magical aura? But if he wanted to attack me, what is he waiting for? Facing a strong opponent is scary, but one whose intents you can't read might be even more unnerving. But I can't be afraid. I must have courage. Oh, come on. Don't attack. He hasn't attacked you yet. Amadeus, you're a criminal. You must turn yourself to the police. Oh boy. My hands are burning hot with mana. At our distance, I doubt even the leader of Libertad could dodge my fire. Elise. Yeah, actually. I need to remember his voice. Huh? I drop my intent to attack. The mana I accumulated dissipates harmlessly. Elise, come with me. Amadeus turns away and briskly walks. How did you know my name? You should know that it's Franz, right? Hey! Dots. Oh. Some music, please. Amadeus leads me to an abandoned factory on the outskirts of Overture. The factory is a lot like the factory I used to work at, but the building has been abandoned for years. The equipment is old, rusted and broken. There's no sound of blazing fire from the furnace, no shriek of clanging metal, no clattering of mechanical gears. This factory is long dead. Do you know about this? Do you know this place? The Libertad leader stands just 10 feet away from me, facing me directly. There's no one but the two over here, at least none that I can see. If Amadeus attacks me, I have nowhere to escape to. Was coming here the right thing? This is the first magic machine factory in Overture. It was built 30 years ago. The hooded man speaks slowly and softly. There's no hostility in his tone. Why isn't it used anymore? Because the company that owned it went bankrupt more than 20 years ago. Why? Their products were too expensive at the time. Production cost was much higher than it is today. Aren't you going to ask why? Why? Because the minimum wage for factory workers was twice what it is today. What? Even though half of his face is hidden behind his hood, I can clearly see the smirk on Amadeus' face. It's a spiteful look. There was a shrewd young entrepreneur who had just started his own magic machine production company. He had a brilliant idea to get ahead of his competitors despite being a newcomer to the industry. At least, what do you think he did? He hired workers for half the price. Yep. I stay silent and just stare into the man's only visible eye. I can't decide whether his gaze now is callous or courteous. Amadeus bends his elbow to gesture his glove up. Something about his movement is unnatural. Before he began hiring workers, the entrepreneur lobbied Parliament to pass a bill. The minimum wage was to be lowered, and in exchange, employees would be required to provide mana potions to their employees. Okay. Well, I don't know how good that of a deal that is, right? Because how expensive is mana potions? Is half the wage worth a mana potion or what? Considering the high price of mana potions, that was a great idea for many people. The bill was passed. Okay, so it was expensive. Of course, the members of parliament who passed the bill were aristocrats and bourgeois who didn't know or didn't want to know what the implication would be for factory workers. Unlike other lines of work, factory work requires a lot of mana. As I'm sure you know, by the end of the work shift, a factory worker has very little mana left in him. But if their pay was twice but they don't get mana potion, then how do they afford the mana potion? For these workers, access to mana potions isn't a privilege, it's a necessity for work. For the factory workers, mana potions are a means of production. This bill gives the young businessman an edge over his competitors. The other companies couldn't just lower the wages of their existing workers, and replacing them with new workers took time. So this new company quickly rose to dominate the market with lower priced products. Then the older company started to shut down. The young company grew bigger by the year. Or is it because his factory used magic, while the others didn't? I know. Magic machines became ubiquitous. In Overture, demands for traditional magic work decreased. People who were out of work had no choice but to work in a factory. Factory labor became cheaper. Cheaper labor allowed the company to produce more machines at lower cost. Then it grew even bigger. Thus the cycle continued. With each cycle, factory workers became poorer and poorer. This is how the proletariat became slaves to capitalism. The company's name was Magical Mechanical. The entrepreneur's name was Geoff Godwin, more commonly known as Lord Godwin. Dots. Why did you bring me to this place? Amadeus raises his right arm to me. None of his fingers move. If I remember correctly, you followed me here. You told me to follow you. He lowers his arm again with a strangely stiff motion. Don't you see, at least? The factory workers, the pros, are suffering from injustice. Wow, your eyes became really scary suddenly. As someone who used to work in a factory like this, surely you understand. And why do you suddenly became like this? Magical Mechanical is an evil company. Lord Godwin is greed incarnate. He is perpetuating a great evil on this world. It is Libertad's mission to rid Overture of these evils. Overture is sick. We are the cure. The monarchy, the capitalists, they have stripped the majority of our rights and freedoms. We will take them back. We will rebuild Overture from the ground up, make a new government of, by, and for people. There'll be no social classes, no aristocracy, no bourgeoisie, no proletariat. We'll make a new society where everyone is equal. A classless society? Yes, join us at least. Join us so we can build this new country, so we can give the poor the justice they deserve. Were you not a victim of the crimes committed by MM and the bourgeois? Are you not a proletarian yourself? Am I a proletarian? Am I a proletarian? Or have I become a bourgeoisie? Why am I? I see you are not sure yourself. Indeed, you have lived among the bourgeoisie for years. But surely you remember when the world was set against you, when you were routinely denied the opportunity to better your own life? You were lucky to escape that life. Most don't have such luck. It's time you lend your hand to help your brothers and sisters escape their own undeserved fate. Libertad is ready to help you help them, to help all of us. No. No? No. What you're doing is wrong. What is wrong about helping these people? You're terrorizing people, not helping them. The bourgeoisie is not the enemy of the poor, yet you're instigating a war between them. Wrong in this. The bourgeoisie has been knowingly letting the poor suffer for their own profit. They have declared war on the poor. We are only doing what is necessary to save our people. Liberty is only for those who are willing to pay the price. Freedom can't be given. Freedom is something one fights for. A man can only be truly free if he chooses to be free of his own free will. So fight we will, whatever the price. No, no. At least our society is broken. But there is a way to repair it. You and I could fix it together. Fix it together? Our people are made silent, muted by the injustice they suffer every day. But you, at least, have the power to make them sing the song of liberty. Amadeus pauses, but instead of waiting for me to speak, he offers his hand to me. Will you join me in liberating the poor from the tyranny of the bourgeois? Don't give me the choice! I stare at Amadeus' open hand. If I take his hand, I'll join Libertad. No! Why? Why? Why you give me the choice? This is a huge choice. So huge. Yeah. I will decide on this in the next episode. So, leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and follow me on Twitter at DMindGaming if you have enjoyed. And I hope to see you again in the next episode.